whole Apollo program was designed to get two Americans to the lunar surface and back again to Earth safely. The enormity of this event is something that only history will be able to judge.
Hi everyone, Vegas Film Critic here, Jeffrey K. Howard, here to review the documentary Apollo 11, directed by Todd Douglas Miller. 50th anniversary of the moon landing. Probably the greatest achievement in mankind's history. No, it is the greatest achievement. I can't think of anything more incredible than that. And in this documentary, it gives you an experience like no other. It really does. It's tucked away in NASA's archives and also the National Archives in Washington, D.C. Of course, this has been well documented and filmed, but I didn't realize the kind of footage that's been locked away for 50 years in these archives. We're talking 70mm film of the moonshot, of the rocket coming out, of the spectators there to watch the rocket launch, of the astronauts, also 16mm films. You know, Todd Douglas Miller has organized over 11,000 hours of footage for just probably the most greatest cinematic experiences in terms of documentary that I've seen in a long time. Now, when I was a kid, I was a big fan of the space race. And of course, I was born in '66, so no, I was a little boy, just the tail end of it. But, you know, the space race was still feeling the effects in the early 70s when I was a little boy. Hey, I drank Tang, right? And it was just an amazing accomplishment. It really was. While watching this, getting back to being direct cinema, is that there aren't any interviews, there isn't any narration. All you get is the background sound of the room sound of like whatever's going on at the moment, and also NASA's telecommunication, all of their headsets and everything. You hear the communications going on. So the movie just builds and builds and builds, and you see this incredible footage. Now, I've seen a lot of stock footage of the moon landing. I've seen a lot of all that stuff that we've seen over the years. I have never seen some of this stuff. It hasn't seen the light of day in 50 years. It really hasn't. And watching this, you just feel this patriotism. You feel this incredible sense of accomplishment. Considering 50 years ago, these guys are flying, you know, I have more power in my iPhone now than those guys had to go to the moon. You understand the complexities while watching this documentary. You just don't point the rocket and shoot it towards the moon. You know, you have to spin around the Earth for velocity. I mean, there was so much detail that went into this moon launch that you probably never considered before. And there it is all up on the big screen in IMAX. I wish I saw it in IMAX. I didn't have a chance to. Here in Las Vegas, they just showed it regular. But the digital restoration of this footage, I mean, I thought I was there. It was just an amazing, breathtaking experience. I think every school kid in this country should see this documentary. Why? Because not only is it a major accomplishment, it's a major American accomplishment. And there's the Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know if you listen to that. There's a great, I listen to it all the time. He's one of my favorites. He had Neil deGrasse Tyson on, the physicist. I think he's just brilliant. I'm a big fan of his too. There's a whole 3-hour podcast with him. And I'll leave the link down in my YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. You got to check this out because he talks about how important innovation is with NASA, with American industry, and with the space program. And of course, we've lost our way. America has lost its way. It's now privatized. The Russians are beating us. The Chinese are beating us. You know, they just did something around the moon. I don't know if they landed something there, or it doesn't make any news here. You know, and people criticize or make fun of President Trump when he talks about the Space Force. They may be misguided, but his attitude is right. And Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about that for 3 hours about how we should invest in space exploration and also get that innovation and that wonder back, you know, because you're watching this documentary and you just felt this sense of national pride, but also this incredible accomplishment, you know, about the space station, what's going on with that. I mean, just all these incredible things. Space shuttle, when I was a kid, that was the biggest event. And then after a while, you know, people thought it was boring because, oh, there goes another shuttle until the disasters. But they never had that next generation shuttle. What happened with that? So while watching this documentary, not only did I felt a sense of pride and accomplishment, but I just kept thinking to myself, we need to renew that spirit of being pioneering out in outer space and that technology and that innovation that Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about in the podcast. So I think you should come away with that watching this documentary and also just consider the feat they accomplished with the technology they had. And please, these people, these conspiracy theorists who said we didn't go to the moon, or the flat earth people, you just see so much footage. You watch this documentary, there's no way they could have faked all this. 2001 came out the same year, and you see those special effects, there's no way they could have faked this. This wasn't some, you know, sound stage in New Mexico somewhere. It could not happen. When you watch this, there was no way to fake all of this. And that's just another credit to Todd Douglas Miller for making this incredible documentary. So, do yourself a favor, see this amazing documentary, not only for the sense of history of landing on the moon, but also this incredible footage that hasn't been seen before. And I'm telling you, I can't wait to see it again. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. All right, for more reviews and interviews, just surf on over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. Also, check me out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you give me a comment below, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Jeffrey K. Howard in Las Vegas. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.